What's going on, YouTube? Glowing Gear Studios here. How is everyone doing on this beautiful day? I sure as hell is having a great time, and even more beautiful than this day is the gorgeous walking wake that we have right in front of us. Now, for those of you that are unfamiliar with my process, I like to block out the models before we actually get to sculpting. So let's say with walking wake here, right? 2D image, obviously we got to translate this guy into a 3D modeled form. So what I like to do is kind of create a roadmap for how we're going to be attacking this 2D image and translating it into a 3D character. So this is going to be, we're going to use primitives, so we're going to use a series of tubes most likely. So let's say if we're going to look at the main to start off with, right? We have there, look at this. We got this tube right there. Then we have, look at this tube here. Another big tube right there. Look at how straightforward that is, right? A tube is just kind of a cone that you could curve and manipulate in any direction that you want. So look, even the legs, right? Let's say the limbs, right? Tubes start off as a flat surface like this, and then they could kind of trickle down with their radius shrinking as you it kind of depreciates in width as as directed. So watch this. So we start off flat, and then look, curve, and then there are two distinct curve points, right? Ends right there. Same thing that we could do right here on the other leg, right? Curve, ends right there. For the soles of the feet, just simple spheres. Just like, let's say, we're going to take the arms, right? This one's only going to have one bend right there at the elbow. So look, 1, 2. See, ends right there. Circle for the head, or excuse me, we're working in 3D. We're going to do spheres for the hands, right there. Now, the claws are going to be interesting. Instead of just doing a cone like this, we're going to cut that cone in half so that it winds up flattening and looking much more claw-like. So we're going to have that right here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Tails. I'm thinking, what do you guys think? I think we use a trapezoid for the tail. That's obviously the way to go because it's a very trapezoidal shape. So there we go. And then for the head, it's going to be a combination of 2 spheres. So ready, 1, 2. Just like that. You're like, wow, that looks literally nothing like what we're working with. And to that I say, hear me out, okay? We use a nice jagged tube for the crest. Right there. And I know that you see it. So you get the idea. Box for the horn right in the front. And then for the main piece of the crest, what we're going to do is we're going to take a cube. Just like that. And then we're going to use the trim tool, go like this. We're going to cut across all the edges so that by the time that we're done, it looks like this. We take this, bring it over here, and now we have the base blocking. So, ooh, I do not know how this little red dot here, watch this. See that? Follow this arrow right there. Boom. Look at that red dot. I hope you guys are as annoyed about it as I am. But we are going to take this base blocking, right? All of these basic shapes. We're going to take that, and it's going to serve as the cornerstone for our 3D model. So, let's go start that up right now. What's going on, ladies and gentlefish? Here we are, now sculpting. So, as you can see, look, right, here's a cool thing. I'm going to be able to scroll around with this awesome time-lapse that I made so you guys get a full idea of how the sculpt actually went down in a timely manner. So, look, you see the 2 spheres for the head? Now, look, right, it's we took the cube, we cut it into pieces, hollowed it out, added the jagged tube for the main part of the crest, basic neck, basic torso. You see the tubes that I'm adding for the tail, for the legs, for the arms, the spheres for the feet and the palms, and then of course, how could we forget that luscious flowing mane? Now, as I said before in the roadmap, these are just tubes. Nothing crazy. There's the cool thing about Pokemon is that it's just all about intuitive design and taking a lot of very, very basic shapes and principles and exploiting them to their fullest extent to get extremely dynamic, lively-looking creatures. So, I love Pokemon designs. I think they're a great way to learn modeling and just art in general. You see me cutting up components of the face and meshing it all together to get some semblance of a jaw, and this is what we have. This is the base blocking, right? So, Now, unfortunately, the iPad didn't record the refining of the shapes, but you see, let's say, we have this, and then we bring it to that, right? And I think it looks pretty good, right? You see that the mane is a lot more fine. We actually have digits in the hands and the feet. I added the tufts of fur that flow behind the ankles. And then we're going to take this. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I forgot it was a round table. Well, a round table, turntable. But here we go. Right? The crest looks much more refined. And now what we're going to be doing is a lot of remeshing. Now, this is the other component about sculpting that not a lot of people are familiar with. All of the meshes are made of voxels, which is basically a 3D pixel. And you have to have a delicate balance of voxel density with, because if it's too much, it's hard to manipulate, but you get fine details. If it's too little, you don't get a lot of details, but it's easier to manipulate. You just see me now, I'm coordinating all the pieces together to start posing. So right here, I'm masking off segments of the leg so that I can bend it and get nice natural creases. So if you see right there, right behind the knee, I have a crease right at the tip of the ankle. And on the other side of it, I have another crease. Again, this is an organism, right? So it has to bend, it has to move like a normal creature would. You see me setting the head lower so that it looks like a dynamic running pose. I'm lifting one foot, and I have her putting all her weight on her hind right leg. So she is pivoting, and she is going to be, she's stalking something. She is out for the kill, people. So now I'm just doing a lot of refining for the fur. I'm adding all the details. So you see right here, I just carved in the lines for the texture on the underside of the tail. And then I have these spines that are running on the top of the tail, just like the official artwork. So now I'm doing that diamond-like structure for the side. I added a little bit of creasing for the mane. And here's the color segment, right? This is where life really is breathed into the model, right? This is where it really springs to the character that it is destined to be, really what gives it that showy kind of depiction. Look at that. We have some eyes. Right now we're giving some texture to the eyes, getting the underbelly nice and white, getting the nice teal color for the top of the hide. And here now I'm doing the fingers. So I colored them in. I know that this it looks like I'm having a seizure here with the amount of speed that's going on, but it's part of the time-lapse process. Keeps everything going in a nice, timely manner. This is the coloring that we're met with. Right, this is just base coloring. I tried to add a highlighted texture for the crest, and I think it looks great. And now, what you'll see is our next step is to design the base, because this is all fine and dandy, but we have to make sure that the base looks just as dynamic as the character herself. So I'm trying to mimic what Area Zero looks like. Truth be told, I haven't played the game, but that's okay. I love Pokemon, played it since I was a kid. Now, the idea that I wanted here was to have her running on water. So she is kicking up massive amounts of water behind her, and it's all kind of congealing into a mist because Suicune has the ability to run on water. And I believe Walking Wake does too. So I'm adding these crystal-like designs to what represents, let's say, a landmass of Area Zero. That's why it has that blue, ethereal texture. I was debating whether or not to make the crystals opaque, or if I should make them colored, but I decided to settle on keeping them opaque because I just think the coloring looked a little bit more natural. And as you'll see right here, there's the final result. Tell me that's not gorgeous. Come on, look how beautiful that looks. I am so pleased with the way that this came out. I hope that you guys are too. Look, we got a little turntable too, just so you guys get every angle. But let me know what you think. You know, this is my first foray into trying to describe the model making process in a one-take video. So yes, all this rambling that you're hearing, this is one take. But let me know what you guys think. I am super, super happy with her. I'm going to try to get a shop up, and I'm going to try to fix up a whole bunch of my old models. And then any future models, I want it to be just as presentable as this. So thank you guys so much for sticking around. Let me know what you think in the comments, who else you'd like to see, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Once again, thank you so much, and have a good one.